Tough one today. Obviously, you got a chance to win the series with 5 outs. You're hanging on. Got down early, had a big homer by Sam to answer, took the lead, have an opportunity to win a series against a really talented team at home. That's an exciting possibility to set us up to be 3-1 in the league. We're in a good position. Lost 3 games this season. Lost a series to a really good team. 2-2 in the league right now. It just felt like this whole weekend right within our grasp. Friday, obviously played 16 innings, had a lot of opportunities. Guys on third, less than 2 outs. You had some men in scoring position Friday. Big win on Saturday, and then can't quite close the deal on Sunday. So we got things we got to get better at, but really proud of the effort. Played a ton of baseball. We had 15 pitchers on the 30-man roster. Everybody got the ball at some point this weekend. That's pretty rare to throw 15 guys over the course of 3 games. I think every position player got in the game at some point. So we used everybody. Didn't turn up on our side, but proud of the effort from our guys.
Any update on Sam?
No, haven't heard anything on Sam. Haven't seen him. Need to see the trainer after this.
And Logan?
Nothing from there. Yesterday, dove at home plate, landed on his shoulder. It was really tender this morning. Checked in to see if he could potentially play today, and we didn't think it was a good idea to put him in there today.
There's nothing on test that says he's going to be out for
No, nothing yet. Hadn't seen. He saw a doc last night and just said structurally it looked like it was in a good spot, and that's basically what we've done. There's no imaging or anything up to this point.
If he's out for a while, Coach, and Sam is out, you've got basically one catcher on the team.
Mm-hmm.
What's your contingency?
Reinhardt caught. He was a catcher in high school, so Reinhardt has caught a lot in his career. When he was coming to prospect camps back in the day, junior and senior year in high school, he was showing up as a catcher, so he's got a chance back there.
Coach, honestly, at the beginning of the game, there was a bit of chirping between the 2 teams, and issues were warned on both sides. I mean, what were your kind of thoughts when your team got the warning as well?
I wasn't a huge fan. I think something had gone on in the first or the second inning where there was a little bit of back and forth. After Adonis Guzman hit the home run, he stood there for a little while and then I think talked on his way around the bases. And so our guys kind of chirped back a little bit. I thought it was instigated by Arizona today, but I think both teams, were passionate in a rubber match and an opportunity to win the game. So I wasn't too worried about it. I just thought in that moment, I didn't believe that we should probably have received a warning just because it was clearly one side. But I think earlier in the game, we had chirped at Arizona a little bit, and so you can't blame the umpires ever. They're basically doing their best job to make sure that the game doesn't get out of hand on a kind of an exciting Sunday.
How do you coach off of a series like this where the margins are so thin you end up losing a conference series?
Yeah, I think it's the first time ever that maybe we've experienced a little bit of adversity or things hadn't gone our way. We had bases loaded multiple times, hit some balls really hard. It's a chance for a grand slam in the first. Peraza line drive out double play. So we really had some opportunities to win the game or maybe put the game away early today and didn't do that. But things had gone our way all season. Like everybody had pitched well. We had gotten some good bounces, some errors in some spots that allowed us to build big innings. So I think that's just the nature of the beast over a long season. So it's regroup. You just want to make sure when things aren't going good that you don't just turn the page. It's not always just turn the page. I told our guys after the game, you need to evaluate where you're at because we had some relievers that maybe didn't bounce back as good Friday to Sunday. Why is that? Are we taking care of ourselves? Are we in a good position? We had a couple starters that didn't have great starts. We had some position guys that looks like the bat speeds slowed down a little bit. And so evaluate where you're at, take care of your body, take care of yourself. Tomorrow, the most important thing that we can do is probably rest, recover, hydrate, get healthy going into a big game on Tuesday. But we did a lot of wonderful things this weekend. Didn't go our way every time, but I think it's important this time of year. We're 21 games in or so. Kind of evaluate where you're at as a player, what you need to do to get better. 22 games.
In a key part of the game, you left Tyler Hudson in against a left-handed batter that had hit 2 line drives earlier. What was your thinking on that?
Really good hitter. our scouting report off of that particular hitters that we thought we could elevate the fastball. Tyler Hudson has really good ride on his heater. It's lower velocity, but his fastball plays up in the zone. And then he's actually a 5-pitch mix guy, so he's got splitter, changeup, slider, curveball. And we thought that change-up mix with that particular hitter under the zone would be a really good matchup. We had some other options in the bullpen as well at this point in the series. More unproven freshman guys. Some of them have better velocity or stuff than Tyler Hudson, but Hudson's a senior, trusted, and usually late in the games with series on the line, it always comes down to who do you trust with the ball the most, and he's certainly earned that. I think a sub-1 ERA, pitched a ton in college, loves the big moment. So we got beat by their 3-hole. Great player, good hitter, with juice, had a really nice swing and beat us.
You listed your eligibility roster of your 30, split 15 and 15 even. Is that kind of locked in, the thing that you think works best, or might you adjust that, get another position player or two when, just in advance of, games where you use a lot of position players?
Yeah, no real strategy other than being competitive on both sides of the ball. So what do you think you really need in order to win a series? And so this week, Spencer Barnett, who had been playing quite a bit, he was injured. He's off the roster. We got to check with the health of Sam White and Logan Save. You don't normally get to 23 through 30 very often in series. This week, we left David Hagan off of the 30-man because he'd thrown 70 pitches on Tuesday. We didn't think that he'd be ready for this weekend as a young guy throwing a lot. So there's some strategy of who you put on there, but you're really trying to find guys that you think could make an impact on the game, and that's it. Just who gives you the best chance to make an impact in the game. And so we'll have to reevaluate with the health of some guys and where everybody's at. But everybody's working. We had some of the guys that weren't on the 30-man throw sim games today and got to keep their arms going, got to keep their bats going. So reevaluate once we get some more information on the health of the team.
What if Estridge was able to go the longest starter today's weekend? How did you feel about his start?
I really, really liked what Estridge did. He's been great all year, though. He gave up a couple homers. We're giving up home runs occasionally as a staff. But he was great, man. 4 hits, 2 walks, 6 punch-out. It just was competitive the whole time. He gave us a chance to win the game. I think he left with the lead. Was it 4-3 at that time? So gave us a chance to win. It was the most pitches he's thrown all year at 80. We thought throwing the most that he had ever thrown and leaving with the lead. It's always a balance. You keep riding the horse that kind of got you there, or do you trust your bullpen and trust the guys that have been great out of the pen for you? We trusted our guys. Ended up getting beat today, but, man, all those kids had been great, and Tyler Hudson had been great. Ben Hudson threw, I think, 46 pitches on Friday, came back and had 14 today, got 2 outs, but really gutsy performance from the freshman. He didn't look quite as sharp today, but his breaking ball was good, and he got 2 big outs for us. Hudson really was great until he wasn't great, and so we got a ton of trust in him. He'll be back out there, just not the way he wanted it to end today.
What impact did Friday's game have on potential late innings today and what you could and couldn't use?
A ton. I mean, a massive impact. Chase Meyer has probably been the best guy out of the bullpen the last 2 weeks. He's got a ton of strikeouts. So right now when he's in the game, you feel like you have a chance to end the game just because the swing and miss and the stuff has been so elite. Jack Cartsonis threw on Friday, and so I think he threw 37 pitches on Friday. Bringing him back, he bounces back fine, but maybe not quite as sharp today and gave up a couple barrels. We thought we couldn't ask for more than 3 outs from Jack. All those guys that went, it's like you could use them, but we didn't think they'd be quite as sharp. And at this stage, and us thinking that depth is our biggest strength, we went more with fresh arms with Tyler Hudson. Bryant Yoke only threw 3 pitches on Friday, so we gave it to Yoke, we gave it to Hudson, we gave it to Glasscock and Stifler, and I think it had big ramifications for today's game. But it did for Arizona too. They threw Pluta, their closer, in a short stint. Hintz was a sidearm guy. Those guys usually come back a little bit fresher. The lower the angle, the fresher you are, and the more often you can throw. And so big impact. changes what we do, but everybody that we threw today is certainly good enough to win the ball game, just didn't go our way.